I remember what socks I had on. March 14th, 1968. Gray wool, a hole in the left heel. I remember that. I don't remember the last thing Danny said to me, and I've been trying to remember it for 56 years. The brain does a strange thing. When it knows a day is the last normal one, it records everything, every detail, like it's trying to hold on to something that's already slipping away. My name is Thomas Ray Briggs. I'm 82 years old. I grew up on a farm outside Hardinsburg, Kentucky. Route 3, Box 114, tobacco and corn, red clay soil. My father worked that land. His father worked it before him. I was supposed to work it too. They called me up in '65. I was 23. My mother packed a brown paper bag with a ham biscuit and 2 apples. She didn't cry at the bus station. She just handed me the bag. I thought I was going to come back the same. Every young man thinks that. Vietnam, 1st Cav, landed in '67. My squad, there were 8 of us. I'm going to tell you their first names because that's all that matters. Danny, Ray, Curtis, Bobby, Mike, Phil, Leon, and me. We'd been together 14 months. You get to where you know a man better than you know yourself. Think about the person you know best. Not their birthday, not their job. I mean, you know the sound of their breathing when they're scared. You know it before they say a word. Do you have someone like that? Hold on to them. March 14th, 1968. I woke up at 05:30, same as every morning. I remember the light, gray, wet, coming through the canvas. I remember the smell, mud and something burning far off. And someone, I think it was Bobby, had a transistor radio going, a country station, staticky. I don't remember the song. Breakfast was powdered eggs and canned peaches. Danny hated those peaches. Every single morning he'd say the same thing. These taste like the can they came in. And every morning I'd say, then stop eating them. And he'd eat them anyway. I don't know why I remember that so clearly. I just do. I put on gray wool socks that morning. I'd gotten them from a care package, somebody's church group in Ohio. There was a hole in the left heel. I noticed it when I pulled them on. Thought, I'll get that fixed later. Later. I was still wearing those socks at 1400 hours when everything changed. We had maybe 40 minutes before the patrol. Curtis was writing a letter home. He always wrote in the morning. Had a girl back in Macon, Georgia. Never stopped talking about her. Leon was cleaning his rifle every morning, needed it or not. Said his granddaddy taught him. The weapon that jams is the one you didn't respect. Danny was asleep against his pack, hat over his face. Still complaining about the peaches in his sleep, probably. That's the thing nobody tells you. The last normal day doesn't look like the last normal day. It looks exactly like every other day. Same coffee, same complaints, same small, stupid jokes. You don't get a warning. You just get the memory of it afterward. We moved out at 0700, routine patrol. We'd done it 100 times. I remember the mud sucked at your boots with every step, made this sound, like something letting go. Danny was behind me. I could hear him, his breathing, his footsteps. That's the last time I heard him. I'm not going to describe what happened, not because I can't, because you don't need those details. And I don't want to give them. What I'll tell you is this. Danny, Curtis, Ray. 3 names. That's what that day cost. I was in a field hospital for 2 weeks. I don't remember much of that, which might be a mercy. What I remember is the quiet. After everything, the quiet. Like the world had used up all its noise and didn't have any left. You've had a moment like that, when everything was loud, and then suddenly it wasn't. And in that quiet, you understood something you didn't want to understand. You know what I mean. I came home in '69. My mother made a pot roast. The house smelled exactly the same. Wood smoke and something sweet. She asked how I was. I said fine. I wasn't fine, but I didn't know what else to say, and she didn't know what to ask. So we ate pot roast and didn't talk about it for about 30 years. I married Mary Ann Chester in 1970, worked the farm, had 3 kids, lived a normal life. But every March 14th, every single year, I'd wake up early, before dawn, and I'd sit at this table with a cup of coffee, and I'd try to remember what Danny said last. I never could. We remember the wrong things. The socks, the peaches, the sound of the mud, and the things we most want to hold. The last words, the last look, those slip away. That's not a flaw. I think that's how we survive it. In 2008, I got a letter from a woman named Carol Reeves. She was Danny's daughter. He had a daughter. I didn't know. She'd found my name in some veteran's record. She wanted to know what her father was like. I sat with that letter for 3 days before I could write back. I wrote her 4 pages. I told her about the peaches. Every morning, same complaint, same joke. I told her he was funny, the kind of funny that sneaks up on you. You don't know you're laughing until you already are. Mary Ann passed in 2018. Now on March 14th, I sit here alone. Before dawn, black coffee. This morning, gray, wet, something burning far off. For just a second, I almost had it, and then it was gone. There's something you're not saying to someone. I know it because everyone has it. Maybe you're waiting for the right moment. Maybe you're afraid of how it'll land. There's no right moment. There's only today. And then there's the rest of your life trying to remember if you said it or not. Mary Ann passed in 2018, so now on March 14th, I sit at this table alone. Before dawn, black coffee. This morning was gray, wet, something burning far off, neighbor's field. And for just a second, I almost had it. And then it was gone again. I remember what socks I had on. I remember the peaches. I remember the mud sound. I remember the radio with the static. I remember the gray light. I remember everything about that morning, except the last thing Danny said. Maybe I'm not supposed to remember. Maybe that's his, not mine to keep.